Good morning, everyone. I hope you're having a great day. Parents, it is week 5, Friday, and day 25. Today's reading was on Bookflix, and I got a couple questions about the username and password. It's C.E. Adams altogether for both username and password. C.E. Adams for both. And something I just did today for my second grader was I reviewed the letters that we sent out. There are 2 letters in the file. If you go to second grade calendar, go under and read the letters just as a review. I did it because I needed a couple passwords. There's lots of information in there, and if your kids are starting to need a challenge or getting bored with the same old things, there's lots of other options in there. I also sent you a link early on from Mr. Tondo that had a bunch of links on there for educational sites. So if they're getting bored, if they need a challenge, you can check into those things and see what you can find. All right, and a lot of information is in there, and it's been a while since we checked those out, so maybe a good thing to review. Remember, 2 assignments will be due each week. I don't know if I'm supposed to tell you this, but the one letter to me about the book on Wednesday, I believe it was one thing we're looking for in today's math lesson. Okay, and today's math lesson is highlighted, so that's easy to find. And ELA, they really want you working all through the week, and like I said, if you work all through the week, it will show and in your final product in your work. So but that is the one I'm looking for, and I only received a couple. Some people are mailing them, and that's okay as well. All right, I already got that today's math lesson. I'm here for you though if you need, and just wanted to make sure you knew today's math lesson should be submitted. Okay, so kids, read Stick and Stone from Bookflix, and the email and password again, or the password and username again, is C.E. Adams. Write about the genre, and remember, genre is fiction, nonfiction, things like that. Tell 2 ways you know the genre, and then while you're writing, watch for your periods and your capitals. All right, remember, every sentence starts with a capital and ends with a period. All right, and some people say, well, what about an exclamation point? It still has a period in it, right? So every sentence starts with a capital, ends with a period. You know our little thing. And then DTMS, remember, does that make sense? So if you see a DTMS on your paper from your parents, does that make sense? If you wrote, I think the genre because I like that book, does that make sense? No. So you have to start again. Does that make sense? Make sure after you're done writing it, sometimes when we're thinking what we want to write, it doesn't come out on the paper the same way. So read it over and see if it makes sense. All right. Spelling today is a quiz, so see how you do. And if there's a couple words that really had trouble with this week, keep those in your mind and maybe practice them again another time. All right. And math. Again, today's lesson should be submitted. It's highlighted. You can send it through Remind, through email, however you want. Even on the Facebook page. All right, just take a snapshot of it and send it right out. And then we're going to go over yesterday's old problem and today's new problem. All right, so let's read over yesterday's before I put up the work. Jackson reads 5 pages in his book each night. How many pages does he read in 5 nights? Repeated addition sentence, a picture, an array, and an answer statement. Same as we're always looking for. And I am trying to work with you guys one step ahead of kind of what they're looking for submissions, so that you're experts and you will do really well by the time you have to send it in. So here's what it is, and I wanted to review some vocabulary as well. So I put them in order. Okay, let's say Monday night he read 5, Tuesday night he read 5, Wednesday he read 5, Thursday he read 5, and Friday he read 5. 5 plus 5 plus 5 plus 5 plus 5 equals 25. All right, this whole thing is an array. Rows go from right to left or across to horizontal, and columns are vertical up and down. Those are the 3 vocabulary things you'll need to know for next week. So think of those. And another way to look at this is 5 times 5 equals 25. And no matter how you turn this array, it still will equal 25 and be 5 plus 5 plus 5 plus 5 plus 5. Okay? So that was Jackson's. Today we have a new one. And this is based on some pictures I've seen submitted. I almost ran out of room with this one, and I forgot something, so I had to add it at the end. So, Gracie puts fish in buckets as she catches them. So she catches a fish, she puts it in a bucket. She has 4 buckets and she catches 24 fish. How many fish will she put in each bucket? Separate equally, because I know some of your Weisenheimers might have said, oh, I'll put all 24 in the same bucket. All right? Separate them equally. Okay? Do an array, a number sentence, and an answer statement. So, an array, show me a picture, and you might want to draw a picture, then use that to make your array. A number sentence, a repeated number sentence, and an answer statement. Okay? So Gracie's catching fish. She's putting them in 4 buckets. She catches a total of 24, and she wants to separate them equally. All right? Check that out. This is not something that has to be submitted, but the more you practice makes, you guys know, perfect, right? Or near perfect. And it'll help you with next week's submission. All right? I'm just one step ahead of that. Don't tell. And today, we will have chicks hopefully by the time I see you on Monday. I'm going to try to get pictures of them or videos of them hatching. We'll see how things go. And any day now I should start. There's usually a couple early birds who want to start to peck out and peep and make lots of noise and let us know they're coming. So that should be happening anytime. Here's day 19. As you can see, the chick is getting kind of tight in there, so he's going to want us to get out of that spot. The yolk is very minimal left in there. The air sac is still there so that he can still breathe through the porous shell. But he's getting it's getting tight, so he's going to want to make more room. So he'll start to push out, start to look for his way out. This will absorb and be gone before that happens. And sometimes there's chicks, Mrs. Hubbard can tell you, she's been in my room when I had chicks hatch before. Sometimes that doesn't absorb, and then you have to kind of keep it moist and baby the chick for a couple days until it does. We're putting the finishing touches on the brooder. Remember, you need a nice, secure place to keep them, a heating bulb, food and feeder, and water, and it has to be big enough that they can get away from the heat when they get too warm, but small enough that it stays toasty for them. They have to be kept between 80 and 90 degrees until they start to get their pin feathers. All right? And we'll look at the chick and see. We'll see the egg tooth on it. I'll show you. I'll get a close-up picture on Monday. All right? So, one last thing. I told you I had an even bigger egg than the emu egg. This is an ostrich egg. Unfortunately, this one has gotten broken. I have the shells in here. Hear them? But anyway, this is an ostrich egg, the biggest egg a bird can lay. So, an ostrich egg. And this shell, I don't know if you can see it since it's broken. Look how thick that shell is. So, this is an ostrich egg. Also porous, though. You can see the little aerated holes through there. And I just thought it'd be cool for you to see. So you guys always wonder what that box at the top of my shelves that says eggs. What's in there, Mr. Rounds? Ostrich eggs, emu eggs, quail eggs. I always get them out during the egg unit. So anyway, I'll be excited to show you chicks on Monday. I hope you all have a great weekend. Remember, keep reading, keep writing. Practice makes perfect. And the more you do, the easier it will be for you to transition back into school. I know I've said that a million times, but sometimes, I know here at my house, people need a reminder. So I'm just sending you a little reminder. I miss you all. Have a great weekend.